What's up guys, I'm Brent with PrecisionLED.com, and here we have a 2018 Jeep Wrangler JL we're going to be performing an LED headlight installation on. Now the 2018 is the first year of the 4th generation JL, so this installation will be compatible with all years 2018 plus. Today we're going to be installing a PrecisionLED Premium H13 headlight kit. Now this kit, it is actually a dual beam kit, so it's going to upgrade both your low beams and your high beams to LED. The kit comes with 2 LED bulbs, 2 LED ballast, as well as 3M mounting pads in order to mount your ballast. So let's pop the hood and get started. So here we are inside of the engine bay. Now in order to get access to the bulb, we're actually going to have to remove the housing away from the engine bay. In order to do so, we're first just going to have to remove this front grille, but it's actually pretty simple. We're just going to have to remove 6 of these retention clips that are right up here. And we're going to be doing so with our fork-shaped wedge tool, but you can also do it with a flathead screwdriver if you don't have access to these tools. So we're just going to go ahead. In order to remove these retention clips, we're just going to want to come in the groove right here and the center portion of the clip first and just pry outward like so. And then once that's about halfway out, you just want to go ahead and pry from the base of the clip. Just pry outward, and then you can just use your free hand to remove the clip. So let's just go ahead, we'll do that with the remaining 5 clips. So now with the retention clips removed, the top portion of the grille is already loose, as you can see here, but there are a few more clips at the bottom of the grille that we'll need to release in order to remove the entire grille. And you could release those just by giving the grille a good yank. So now that we have the front grille removed, we now have access to these 3 bolts that are holding the headlight housing into place here. So we're going to have to remove those bolts, and then we'll have access to the rear of the housing. And we're going to be doing so just with a 10mm socket and socket wrench. So now with the 3 bolts removed, you can actually just grasp the headlight housing and just pull it out. But be careful, the power cable is right here and you don't really want to be yanking on these wires. We're going to remove this power cable just by pressing down on this tab right here and just pulling away. And you also want to remove this right here. You can just pull that out. And next, in order to access the halogen bulb, we're just going to remove the dust cover. So you just want to twist it counterclockwise, then just pull out. And now we have access to the bulb. And now to remove the bulb, it's the exact same thing as the dust cover. Just grasp the power connector, twist the bulb counterclockwise, and just pull out to release. Now to remove the halogen bulb from the power cable right here, we're first just going to want to remove this white retention clip, and you're actually going to need a small sharp object in order to remove it. We're just going to be using our pointed wedge tool, and you're just going to want to pry down on this center tab just to release the clip. And so here we have the LED bulb that we're going to be installing. Now we're first just going to want to connect this power cable here that's coming from the LED ballast, and we're going to be connecting that to the power harness coming from the housing. Now it is important to note that these LEDs, they are polarity specific, so if you install the bulbs and the lights do not come on, first thing I would do is just flip this power cable around. So now that we have the LED connected, we're next just going to be reconnecting this power cable right here that's coming from the harness coming from the engine bay. Now before installing the bulb and reassembling everything, we're just going to test the light to make sure everything's working properly. So everything looks good, and now we can just install the LED bulb into the housing. You're just going to want to be lining up these 3 tabs accordingly into the housing. And then once everything is seated flush, just go ahead and twist the bulb clockwise until it locks into place. Now our LED ballasts, they are small enough so that you could just wrap the wires around and then place them inside of the housing. So now that we have the ballast and the power cable secure inside of the headlight housing, we can now install the dust cover. So we'll just pop that on. Just go ahead, line everything up until it's seated flat. And once everything is seated flat, twist the dust cover clockwise until it locks into place. And you also want to remember to just reinstall this plastic clip just right here in this hole. So now we can just seal down the housing and bolt it up. We're just first going to want to line up these threads here. And now we'll just screw in the bolts. And so now we can just reinstall the grill plate here. So we're just gonna want to be lining up these clips accordingly into the proper holes just right here. So let's just go ahead. We're gonna line those up. And once those are lined up, you just wanna apply some pressure and so that they snap, lock into place, just like so. So now we can just reinstall these retention clips back inside of the grill plate. Now when installing these clips, you're just gonna wanna insert just like so with a little bit of separation between the center of the clip and the base of the clip. And once it's inside of the socket, you just wanna press down the center of the clip just like so in order to lock it into place.
And that's the end of the installation. If you have any questions or concerns, please email us at help@precisionled.com, or you can reach us online and submit a support ticket at www.precisionled.com/contact. Now, like we said before, please like or subscribe if you enjoyed the video or enjoyed the process for what we do. It really does help us out when we make the next one, knowing that there's people out there watching the videos. Have a good one.